How in the hell are y'all buying these new trucks? We went shopping the other weekend, and the salesman tried to open his door, and I caught a glimpse of the sticker. I said, what the f*** does that say? I slammed the door back shut, $92,000. I said, what in the hell? He said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for wherever the hell you lost your damn mind. I'm leaving. I drive a 2011. It's got AC and shit. It leaks some oil, but all good trucks do. He said, were you wanting to trade that truck in? I said, I bet you'd like that. Hell no. I said, me and paid for are going to keep on keeping on, big dog. Because that can never be me, $100,000 truck.
All right, there's a lot to talk about on this. The car market is an absolute, you know what. It's ready to go off the other side of this cliff. And as you can see, the car numbers aren't lying. It's a bubble ready to burst. I was looking at a car dealership the other day, and a truck like mine was almost $80,000. That is absolutely crazy. To put this in context, I paid $67,000 for this house. Back in the old days, you could buy a house for $50,000 here in Pensacola. Now they're $300,000. But yet, we're still doing this with cars. Cars, the worst thing you could ever buy financially, and it literally loses 20% before it gets to the stop sign. We're financing these. So let's get down to it. Let's watch these videos. Some of these are absolutely nuts. Let's go.
Vacation for a week. Talked to my brother. He said, hey, we sold the Infiniti today. I'm like, great, that car needed to go. And I get back, and it's still here. So we didn't sell it. The lady that called on it called all the way from Hawaii. It's a 2021 Infiniti QX50. It's got like 90,000 miles, 95,000 miles. I've marked it down on the internet all the way to $16,500. It's so cheap, a lady that can't even drive it to where she is living called us on it. Can't even get to her. I'm probably going to have to mark it down again. It's still here. It's going to hit 90 days here probably in the next week or so. And it has got to go. Right now it is rough. I mean, we can't give anything away. Unbelievable.
Price, condition, supply, same as in real estate. I mean, right now it is crazy how many real estate agents are just marking houses down continuously. Somebody offered me a deal the other day, and this is just a picture of it. They're like, we can't sell this house. It was in rough condition. It was in a nice, golf course neighborhood. Just had some nasty carpet, and they were like, Jack, it was $300,000. Jack, would you buy this property? I said, I'll give you $200,000 for it. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, well, I'm high bidder because ain't nobody else bidding on that thing.
There's going to be a huge price correction on used cars, and let me show you guys why. The 2022 Dodge Charger Hellcat that was just repoed. This is a beautiful car. This car has 70,000 miles on it in only 2 years. Another really nice car is a 2022 Toyota Camry TRD Pro. These are really nice cars, and they're pretty expensive, but it was just repoed. There's this 2023 G-Wagon G63. So you got damage there. Looks like they try to break into this car or something. The tires are shot. The rear tire is flat, as you can see. And it's crazy to think that $100,000+ car was repoed. This is such a nice car, guys, but they did not take care of this car at all. Look at the inside. It's filthy. Smells like weed. Dirty. Sad. Here's the truck. This one's got wheel, suspension, lifts, etc. It's got some rust right there. Yo, who knows what that is? This one's got 18,000 miles, and it was repoed. And look at this one, guys. It's a 2024 Chevy 2500. This is such a nice truck. It's got 30-something thousand miles. Looks like they went off-roading in it. Interior is filthy. It honestly still smells like new. Cracked windshield. Rear bumper is going to need repair. The bed is also dirty. One thing I don't understand is why banks still continue to give these loans out. Why these dealers still are able to sell cars like this.
My first thought is, who is financing these? If you're a banker, comment down below. How does a bank win by financing something that somebody clearly can't afford, and then they trash it? The one thing you finance, they can destroy, wreck, not take care of, blow the engine up, and then you get it back and it's worth not even half of what they were financed for. I mean, how do you let somebody drive off a lot with a $100,000 automobile and knowing it's going to come back to you? Like, this is wild.
People can't afford these loans, right? So people are buying these new cars, dogging them out, putting tons of miles on them, and getting them repoed. And it's not just expensive cars. Look, this is a Chevy Sonic. Has some damage to it. The bumper's messed up. The fender's messed up. The windshield's cracked. And this is a cheap car, guys. This is probably like a $10,000, $15,000 car, and they still managed to get it repossessed. Had to get one of the cars because it's way too hot. But anyways, guys, I see this pattern way too often. People are buying these new cars, these 2022 models, up to 2025 models. I've seen some 2025 models. They buy these cars, they want to stunt, but their bank account is stunting. So if your bank account's not stunting, don't be stunting on a car.
I mean, look at this. You know, some of these car payments are mortgages, or at least what they used to be. And then you factor in maintenance, insurance, title exchange, all this stuff. How do they do it? I mean, it seems like through these comments, people are figuring out we're buying stuff we can't afford. And how does the bank like give you that much rope to do that to you? I mean, here's a good example. They buy these cars, they want to stunt, but their bank account is a stunt. Love this statement, pretty much summarizes the video. Ruthlessly, honestly. All right. From my experience, those that are wearing their wealth or showing their wealth, it's in front of you. It's not in the bank account. They're not actually rich. They're just using long lines of credit to show off what they really don't have. And how did this become a thing in our society? Is this like Instagram? Is this Facebook? Is this show off to our friends? And do people around them really think they're rich? I mean, like, you can do 1 + 1 = 2, and if I know you don't make that much, or you haven't in the past, or you didn't inherit it, or you're not like Bitcoin rich, why do I think you can afford that Lexus in front of me? I see this all the time in real estate. Real estate agents are the worst. Now, probably lawyers are the worst, and then real estate agents. I don't know. What do you think? Comments down below. How do you put 70,000 miles on a car in 2 years? I've always wondered that. What do you just drive 24/7? And the gas bill's got to be huge. Does your insurance ever really like notice that you drive a lot? So maybe your insurance should be higher. I don't know. But how does that work in 2 years?
As you can see, I'm at CarMax right now, and this lot is entirely empty. There is not one person on this entire lot that does not work here. Now, granted, it's a Tuesday at 12:30, but there's also only 2 customers inside. And I'm about to show you exactly why that there is nobody here. Well, on top of the fact that everybody has negative equity. This right here is a 2024 Accord Hybrid. This thing has 58,000 miles, and this thing is $28,000. First of all, how do you even get that many miles in 2 years? This thing is damn near brand new. And this thing has 58,000 miles. And here is another example. This is a 2019. This is the old body style. This one has 11,000 more miles and is only $4,000 less. But 5 years older. This doesn't make any sense. This car was $23,000 brand new in 2018. I remember because I bought it then. And here is another example. 2015 Subaru Forester with 124,000 miles for $14,000. CarMax, what are you guys thinking? I see that you guys are trying to offer cars under 15K, but they can't have this many miles and it can't be that old. Who is going to finance this? So this is what you get when you come to CarMax. Honestly, this is just a giant buy here and pay here dealership because they have their own financing. Only buy from this place if you have legit no other option. You don't have the cash to buy a car, but you need somewhere to get around. But, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, there's another one over here. We got what?
I mean, are they selling these cars? Or is this an entire buy now pay here type racket where they're just playing the financing game? And I think that's what the deal is with most dealerships. They're playing the financing game and the service game. And they're just selling you the object of finance and service. Comment down below what you think. But a cheap car these days, you're looking at $8,000 from an auction. And this is the cost of everything. Just in our face, going up in due time. Like I remember during 2022, 2023, people had bought cars and they were trading them in and they were even on owning it for the last, 2 or 3 years. So I got to do it with a Corvette. And, we always want to hate on cars being purchased and terrible value, but then we saw this happen where like used cars were going through the roof. But I think we're starting to see it reset and people are about to get their faces ripped off.
$500 cars are not selling on my lot. And for you, that means prices are going to come down. And on a lot of these cars that you see behind me, we've marked them down $500, $1,000, and we still can't get them to move. Some of them we've even got to the point where we're breaking even and they still won't sell. It's been so slow for us lately that I haven't bought a single car in 2 weeks. Yeah, check this out. So all these cars up here are for sale, and down here where we park our cars for recon, ghost town, right? All our cars are ready up there because we've actually had time to get them ready. We haven't been turning and burning, and it's a good thing right now, but I mean, I would rather see way more cars down here than I would up here because this right here means I'm not selling anything. But even with all of this going on, I don't want you to buy a car from me right now. In fact, I don't want you to buy a car from any car dealer right now because I believe it's going to...
But here's the point. At some point, you can't go any further. You can't go any further down until the bank's getting crushed, the dealership's getting crushed, somebody's going out of business. Yeah, you, the consumer, might be getting a good deal, but there's not going to be a car lot left. There's not going to be a dealership left. There's not going to be a bank left, because when they start going into the red and interest rates are still not playing the game, we got problems. Those are jobs lost. Those are people's lives. And even it even goes back to the delivery truck driver, the logistics of it. The orders from the actual manufacturer starts to get hurt. Those things start to get hurt. And pretty soon, we got a big problem. We've got an entire collapse of an entire industry, cars. And nobody's going to want to build these things if nobody's willing to buy them. Remember what happened back in 2008 when they were like giving cars away? Wild.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealers are overflowing with inventory, and things just got even worse. I mean, seriously, overflowing with inventory. To the point where they're having to get overflow lots for all the trucks and cars and SUVs that they can't sell. Jeep, for example, has increased their price 61% over the past 6 years, which is a steep price increase that a lot of customers can't afford. Things have gotten so bad that dealers are even hitting me up asking what they need to do to sell more cars, and I told them I would ask the community. And it's not just Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Ford, with their F-Series pickup truck, just had a 6% sales decline year over year. And that's while Ford's been advertising 1.9% APR financing for 72 months on the remaining 2023 Ford F-150s. So yeah, what should I tell this dealer? Should I tell him $10,000 off on Ram 1500s? I mean, seriously, what do people want to see? Because these cars got so expensive so quickly, now the prices have to come back down.
I mean, price, and nobody wants a Dodge. I mean, I don't want a Dodge. Don't shoot me. Just my opinion. I love my Tacoma. Toyota, that thing is like a rock, okay? Not like the Chevy rock, like a real rock. That bad boy, there's a reason why they drive them over into combat zones and run around with those, what are those Toyota Hiluxes or whatever with the machine guns mounted on the back. There's a reason why they go off a cliff and keep running. They just don't make vehicles like they used to. That's just my opinion. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. Everybody I know that's had a Jeep or a Dodge has had problems with it. Ford's not far behind it, because Samantha has a Ford and that one's always up the creek with a wrecker. You know, can we just get good cars? And I don't want an electric. It's not that I don't want electric, it's just not feasible. We haven't gotten there yet. Did a whole video on electric cars.
A dealer reached out to me on TikTok or Instagram, can't remember. They have a 2021 Mercedes G550 that they have had for about a year and a half. It's been sitting on the lot. They haven't had any bites, and it's because they overpaid, I think, like $50,000 or $60,000 for the car. They're trying to wholesale it, knowing that they're going to lose money. So let's give them a call and see how much we can get it for.
So it's a 2021 Mercedes-Benz G-Class. It's the G550 4MATIC. Has the night package on it with the AMG package. It's got just over 5,000 miles on it. Pretty nice spec, G-Wagon.
So how long has it been sitting on your lot?
For about a year.
Have you contacted anybody else about it?
I haven't reached out to any Mercedes dealerships. I've reached out to a couple other higher-end used car dealers. A few offers on it, but nothing that I would kind of jump on.
What are you looking to get for it?
I'll be honest with you, we own it for a good amount. We have about 155 in it, which is it's high. I'm aware of that.
That's G63 territory right there.
It is G63 territory. You're not wrong. One of our buyers might have just got a little excited when he said,
it's just wild. Who is buying those vehicles? And at some point, you got to take the haircut on that deal. But who buys that type of vehicle? $150,000 vehicle. Like, I know a couple multi-millionaires and one billionaire, and I don't see them driving those vehicles. Not to mention, like, the last time I went to the Porsche dealership, we had to drive it almost 2 hours to get to the Porsche dealership for an oil change. That is not up my creek. I'll take my paid for Tacoma all day, every day, that I can go to O'Reilly's, get a can of oil, change it in the driveway, and I'm on down my merry paid for way.
It is July 19th, and I just experienced my 2-week strike of no sale. Yes, you heard that right. 2 weeks of no sale. Last time I sold a car was July 5th.
Man, that's got to be rough, especially when you're trying to earn a living as a real estate agent. I know the feeling, because the real estate market is the same way. And I hear people crying the blues all week long about not selling a property. At least the wheels of car turnover happens way faster than real estate. Real estate takes 30 days to get paid. Car, you can get paid pretty quick. You know? But I think people are just not buying. I've been talking about the cost of living going up for months now, and it's finally catching up to where nobody's going to pay a mortgage for a car. They can't. They physically can't. They don't have the money to do it, you know? What happened to the days of paid for cars? Like, I saw Toyota puts out a $10,000 truck, which I would buy tomorrow, but they won't sell it in the United States. It's too cheap. Isn't that wild that cheap alternatives for transportation are not allowed in the United States? It shows you the whole game is rigged.
All you guys that are talking about it's a very slow month in the car business, stop it with the negativity. Stop getting in your head. Realize that 1 week can make a month and 1 day can make a week. Keep doing what you're doing every day. Make your phone calls, send your emails, send your texts. Follow up with your repeat customers. Follow up with your repeat customers to get referrals. Do what other people are not doing. Drop your business cards off at credit unions. Buy them lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever it is. Tell them that the next time someone's looking for a car.
When you're starting to see pep talks from salesmen, when they have the time to step back to give a pep talk, time's rough, okay? Real estate's the same way, time's rough. Because they wouldn't have broke contact long enough to give you a pep talk, they would have been selling. So the fact that he's breaking contact to try to cheer you up as a salesman or to give a statement that you got to be doing X, Y, and Z, it means he ain't doing X, Y, and Z, and he ain't doing either. He's not as busy as he was.
This is a trick 80% of dealers pull with used cars because people fall for it. Atlantic Chevrolet is advertising this Honda Pilot for $32,900, but they are not going to let you buy the car for this price. They're going to charge fees because they know most people are not going to verify online. They're going to come into the dealer looking for that price, and they're going to bump them. Now, when you try to verify online through text or email, they're going to make it very hard. They're going to divert. They won't answer the simple question of what they charge on top of that price. Now, when I called, I spoke to the right person. They told me this price includes a $2,000 down payment, so it's $34,900. It's not $32,900, and you must finance with the dealership. So until y'all learn to shop online like pros, they're going to keep doing this because people keep falling for it. FTC, U.S. Attorney General, Cars.com, Car Gurus, all these marketplaces, y'all need to change the way these dealers are allowed to advertise. That's like looking at a TV, finding on Amazon, you go to buy it for $400 and they say, oh, by the way, you owe us another $400.
Wow, there's some knowledge there. I didn't really think about it, but I always figured it. Like, pools are really bad about that. The upcharges. I didn't know that they're actually factoring in your down payment to the advertised price. Is this true? If you're a car salesman, comment down below. That should be illegal. How that is not fraud or a bait and switch, I do not know. Wow. I always figured that most of the things you pay for at the end of a car are junk fees, title, taxes, dock fees, all these things when they charge you $50 for the nitrous they put in your tires that you didn't want to begin with because I just want air, and then they tell you they're lighter. That infuriated me when they did that to me. I was like, I just want regular like oxygen in the tire, just air in the tire. I don't care if it's nitrogen or whatever. I just want air. They charged me for it.
Lexus dealership is going viral for all the wrong reasons after the guys over at CarEdge brokered a deal to negotiate $7,000 off the price of a vehicle on their client's behalf. The CarEdge guys were happy. Their client was happy, and the Lexus dealer was about to sell a new vehicle, so, they should have been happy too. But once the deal got into the finance office, the finance manager decided to add on almost $21,000 in extra fees, and that's on top of the $800 dock fee. Talk about swinging for the fences. If we look at the contract here, we can see that the vehicle itself was being sold for $62,000. Then we have a maintenance contract for $4,995, an extended service contract for $8,995, Toyota Motor Insurance Service for $1,200, whatever that is. And then this one is awesome. $1,240 for an optional sales commission. Finally, we have another $4,495 for tire and wheel coverage. The add-ons end up to be something like 34-ish% of the price of the vehicle itself.
Wow, see, that's what I've been talking about. Like, what are we paying for? And they think that they just throw it into an invoice down there at the bottom and nobody sees it, which most of the time that's what happens. That kind of stuff should be illegal. It should be, this is what you're paying. Not up $34,000 plus $35,000 worth of extra fees. And the stuff they throw on there, it's like I don't want this. I don't want to sign up for this. Do I have to pay for this? And then they just throw it into a monthly payment and nobody knows the difference. Wild. What do you think? Comments down below. I mean, what do you think about somebody like this bragging about selling things $10,000 over sticker. Is he posting this stuff to get business, or is he posting this stuff just to brag amongst his car brothers? Like, I know solar guys do this. Go through TikTok, solar salesman, and you will see the wildest stuff. It'll infuriate you if you just bought solar, because I think the margins on solar is like 100%. It's like, I think if you paid $32,000 for your solar panels, $15,000 was their commission. It's wild. It's something really high. The margins are huge. But shame on these guys. Don't brag about ripping off like the single mom. Like, the sales karma will come back to get you. And hopefully this guy will be out of a job because he's not selling cars.
Because 6 months ago when these first came out, no dealer was doing discounts. They were like, oh, no, it's a new redesign. We're not going to discount it or anything. Yeah, turns out, made a big mistake. Made a huge mistake, actually. And now they're just loaded with inventory. Look at all those. Look at all the Toyota Tacomas. I mean, there's like 30 or 40 of them just loaded to the brim. And yeah, and everybody wants the Toyota Corolla Crosses and the Camrys and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, the manufacturer, Toyota, and every manufacturer, they would rather sell these to the dealerships and sell them to the public. Because at the end of the day, this is what makes more money. And look at the build quality. We go up to them. This is not built in Japan. Look at this seamless line. I don't know if you can see, it gets a lot tighter right there. Look at the gap. Look at the gap. You don't see that with other Toyota products built in, let's say.
Is that true? I love my Tacoma, but it was from 2011. Is the 2026s and 2025s, like, are they not built as good? Because if there was one vehicle I would buy again, hands down, without even thinking about it, it'd be another Toyota Tacoma. I would buy another Toyota Tacoma, just like mine, over a Porsche, a BMW, over a bigger, fancier truck. My Tacoma is awesome. It is a stud. It does everything I want it to do. Gets great gas mileage, turns on a dime, can pull just about whatever, floats across the mud pits, never been stuck, and it's not even four-wheel drive. If I were to get one, I would get a four-wheel drive, top line, versus a luxury car, hands down, all day long. But I would get my two-wheel drive TRD, again, no problem. It's done everything I've ever wanted to do. Slap some all-terrain tires on it, that bad boy's floating across the mud.
Confident driving this Expedition everywhere. When we go off-road, we can use the terrain management system. The ground clearance is 10.6 inches. Available Forward Blue Cruise allows you to drive hands-free. And the flex-powered console gives you extra storage.
Is it just me? Or do it sound like a lot of people rationalize their luxury choices? Like, to me, it's just a car to me. It's just a truck. Gets point A to point B, goes to Lowe's and back, hauls some sheetrock. I do about everything you could do with a truck, but I don't know if all the bells and whistles are a thing for me. Are they a thing for most people? Because I just look at it as one day something's going to go wrong with that, and it's going to be really expensive to fix. Or maybe most people don't keep their cars that long. I'm guessing the average turnaround on a car is well before its term date. So do you think about the bells and whistles when you buy it? I just want a good truck that's clean, smells good, and rides well, and it's going to last 300,000 miles. That's all I look for. And my truck's at 120. I've had it since 2011. Bought it brand new. And I'll probably have it until it's 250 because it's paid for real estate. You know what I'm talking about? It's paid for. It's like a luxury these days. No car payment here, no house payment here. It's nice to be that way. That should be the luxury. No payments.
What happens when a car just doesn't sell? Someone asked me that, and there's lots of answers to that question if it's new versus used, but let's just talk about new cars. So when a new car just never sells, which hasn't been a problem in the last few years because of the car shortage, but there has been times where it was. And it's most likely a car that is like something we have a ton of, Sentras, Altimas. There's a few things that we could do. One is put them into loaner car service, meaning our service department obviously services about 1,600 people a month. And sometimes people need a car to drive if their car is going to be in the shop for more than a day or so. So like these two cars are good examples. We probably have multiple Altimas in that color. They were probably over 300 days on the lot. Sentra as well. They're not the hottest selling car. And then on new cars, sometimes we'll sell them to rental car companies. Or we just wait it out and they eventually...
I've always wondered this. I wonder the same thing with houses. Like, what about that car that just never sells? Do you ever get like it's a $12,000 car that used to be $30 because nobody wants it? It's just like that ugly color. It's got, you know, something wrong with it. Nobody ever just bought it off the lot. I'm guessing the people at the dealership winds up buying them, but I can see them as loaners. I can see them as a lot of things like that. I mean, if a car's cheap enough, I'll drive it. I mean, ain't no shame to this game.
Highest monthly payment you've seen?
Ooh, the highest monthly payment I've seen here, probably about maybe $1,200.
What was the car?
It was insane.
About $3,500.
What was the car?
A G-Wagon G63, about $2,500.
What was the car?
A GTR.
Probably close to $2,500.
What was the car?
Yukon Denali Ultimate, $115,000.
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
Nice.
Everything.
$1,450.
What was the car?
Used truck. Ooh, about $1,320.
What was the car?
It was a Lancer Evo Special Edition.
$1,000.
What was the car?
GMC Hummer.
Here at this new Cadillac dealership, looking at a couple new Cadillacs, and I just got to say this. If you want this new Escalade that Cadillac has out with this nice paint job, go ahead and go sell your house, your kidneys, and your limbs so you can afford it. Take a look at this. This is the new Cadillac Escalade. I got to say, this exterior paint job is hard as can be. I don't know if you guys can see the flakes in the paint job, but it is hard. But it better be hard for the price tag. I mean, let's take a look at it. Here we have a 2025 Escalade IQ Sport 2. Standard vehicle price, $148,000. But wait, there is more. Total price, $153,000 for this new Escalade IQ Sport.
Who's paying $150,000 for a vehicle? I mean, like, come on. You could buy an entire rental property for that. You could do so many things with $150,000 besides spend it on a car. When the $40,000 or $50,000 one will do just the same. Heck, for $150,000, I would just have a driver drive me places and drop me off. At least that would be tax deductible. And if I'm going to spend $150,000, it's going to be something for the tax code. Was it over $7,500 or 7,500 pounds? I can write it off, depreciate it out. Why wouldn't I buy something like that versus this? I mean, even as a real estate agent, driving around, showing clients, still not buying that. And who is? I'm willing to bet most people that are driving those, they're leasing them. But to just spend $150,000 on a semi-decent, you know, SUV, small SUV at that, I mean, come on. You could buy almost a lifetime supply of gasoline for a Pathfinder with what's left after buying a Pathfinder. You'd never have to, I mean, it's all wrapped up in one. This gas is already there. It's already paid for. I don't know. What do you think?
This could be very, very bad news if you're in the car business. So there is a large buy here, pay here that operates out of Texas and California that has reportedly closed 2 stores and laid off about 1,100 employees. Everybody knows that subprime banks have taken huge losses over the last 2 years or so. And you're finally starting to see big buy here, pay here's feel it also. Now they currently have 30 locations between Texas and California. And if you've been to the auction, I mean, if they get on a car, they're going to buy the car. It doesn't matter if you're drive time. It doesn't matter if you're a large dealer group. They will pay whatever for the car. They also just reportedly laid off about 1,100 people. And again, 2 of their dealerships in San Antonio, one in San Antonio, one in Dallas, apparently have closed. For years, since I've been in the business, I've watched Tricolor pay stupid money for any vehicle. And I think it's finally catching.
This reminds me kind of like the hedge funds buying real estate where they just buy any property, completely overvalued to us. But when you've got a hedge fund gobbling up tons and tons and tons and tons of property and they got to spend the money anyways, they're banking on inflation itself and that the cost of things is going to be more expensive to reproduce them. Is this the same play with like tariffs and cars, that they're just expecting that cars will keep going up in value over the long term and they play the spread? What's going on with this? Especially the buy now, pay later. Are they expecting that people are going to be down their luck and they have to like over finance everything and they're going to make the money on the financing and the cars over the long term? Is this like a 20-year play? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. That's really all I got on this. That I think if there was one thing that was going to implode, it would be the car market. The next thing would be the student loan crisis. The next thing would probably be credit card crisis. And then the next thing would probably be commercial real estate. And then at the caboose, residential real estate. But Anytime that the government can print its way out, sell some bonds, keep the money moving, making the debt notes for these cars, these houses, all these things, commercial rates, commercial properties, who knows what'll happen. They just keep kicking the can down the road. But that's all I got. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you're looking to buy real estate on the Gulf Coast of Florida, Alabama, I'd be happy to help you. And if I can, I'll find somebody that can. And if you're looking for an agent anywhere in the country, I'd be happy to help you find one. My email is down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.